there, Cheesemeisters, and welcome back to the Peach Pod After Dark. I'm Jeff, and no one should be afraid of an idea. Joining me on the other end of the internet, my co-host.
I'm Leslie, and I'm just a gal that needs a break is all.
It's fair. Stamp!
Yeah.
There wasn't enough stamping behind that counter, I don't think, for my taste. Like, if it was a Coen Brothers movie, there would have been a person with a big old stamp.
I mean, I love stamps.
Yeah, well, it depends on what kind of stamp it is.
Eat it! I like the nice stamps that go on paper, not on people.
Oh, well, whatever. To each their own. This week, Cheesemeisters, we are talking about Cradle Will Rock, the 1999 We Are All Whores masterpiece.
Yay!
And directed by Tim Robbins, who also wrote and directed Bob Roberts and Dead Man Walking. Two movies that I have not seen. No, I've seen Dead Man Walking. I've seen
I've seen the play.
Okay, I've seen the film, the movie film. Not seen Bob Roberts, but I've heard really good things about it. This movie stars all
Everyone.
of 1999 who is above 22 years old.
Yeah.
We've watched a bunch of 1999 movies that starred all of the children, all of the people my age. These are all the people who are 8 to 10 years older than me, and slightly more. Here we go. Hank Azaria as Mark. I can't tell if autocorrect did something to this guy's name or not. So I've got Blitzstein.
Yeah.
Okay, but you never know with autocorrect. Ruben Blades as Diego Rivera. Joan Cusack as Hazel Huffman, John Cusack as Nelson Rockefeller, Carrie Elwes as John Houseman, Philip Baker Hall as Gray Mathers, Cherry Jones as Hallie Flanagan, Angus McFadden as Orson Welles, Bill Murray as Tommy Crickshaw, Vanessa Redgrave as Countess Constance Lagrange, that's a fun one, Susan Sarandon as Margarita Sarfati, James Sheridan as John Adair, John Turturro as the Jesus, not really, Aldo Silvano, Emily Watson as Olive Stanton, and Jack Black and Kyle Gass as Sid and Larry. Tenacious D, in effect.
Hell yeah.
Do you realize it was both of them?
No, I did
not. Yeah, you obviously know Jack Black, but Kyle is the other guy in Tenacious D.
That's cool.
Yeah, I didn't realize they were both in this. When I was looking at it earlier, I saw Kyle's name in there, but I hadn't seen Jack Black's name. And they walked in, I'm like, it's the D! So I was pretty excited about that. We are watching this, and more people, by the way. I stopped.
Yeah.
It's just a lot. We're watching this in conjunction with Season 6, Episode 3, Must Be a Guy Thing. And our spelling connections, and there's more than this, I think, but I just stopped it too. Philip Baker Hall was in T.J. Hooker, and Bill Murray, as we know, was in the Charlie's Angels movie. So
yes,
he played Bosley. In the first one, yeah. I never saw the second one because I thought the first one was stupid. I mean, it's based on Charlie's Angels, and whatever, Charlie's Angels is what it is, but.
The first one was enough.
It kind of was enough. For me too. But I'm happy it exists because it gives us Bill Murray in the spelling verse. So
and technically Sam Rockwell. Oh my God, so many people.
Yeah. I mean, it would give us Lucy Liu, except for she already worked in the Peach Pit, y'all.
Yeah, true Aaron spelling connection.
Double up. Love that shit. This movie got a 65% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 71% on the Popometer. And it did not have any major wins that I saw, but it was nominated for the Palme d'Or at Cannes. It lost to a movie called Rosetta that I've never heard of. It's a foreign film.
Never heard of it.
Yeah. I looked at all of the nominees in 1999 in Cannes, and I had not heard of a one of them.
Damn.
So
we're so uncultured.
You know what? Cannes is its own special little slice of film. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like sometimes some stuff that, like, I guess where I land on Cannes, since we asked, is if it's an American filmmaker who goes to Cannes and gets recognized, I am interested in what it did. Because frequently what you'll get are Coen brothers or Tarantino or I don't know, like you get Roman Polanski, like
Wes Anderson.
Wes Anderson, like people who are doing big, bold, weird shit sometimes.
Yeah.
And I am frequently interested in big, bold, weird shit. Had you ever seen this movie before?
I had not.
Had you ever heard of this movie before?
I don't think so.
Okay.
And I, not the first time, but I'm just really, I messaged my best friend who I met in college and also got the same theater degree and experience that I did. And I was like, did we cover this in theater history part 2? And he was like, I've never heard of this. Like the movie, the project itself. And I was like, okay, just wanted to make sure I didn't like zone out that day.
Right.
But no, never heard of this film. I had heard of the project, but anyway, we'll get to that part later. But yeah, this movie is kind of important to theater people.
Yeah.
It needs to be more important to theater people.
I had seen this movie because it came out, in my peak movie going years when, like, if I heard something was interesting, and I like so many people in this movie. I really like Tim Robbins and Hank Azaria. I mean, just it's a whole fucking cast. Bill Murray, everybody's great. And I remember quite liking it. I'm pretty sure I didn't understand it.
Okay, great.
Yeah, because I was watching it this time, and I was like, I'm having trouble following what's going on here a little bit. It's super clear at the end.
Yes.
It all comes together in a way that is clarifying and makes a lot of sense, and you get it. But there's a lot here. Did you like this movie?
I did.
Okay, good. Nice.
Yeah.
Tell me what you liked about it.
So brief prologue, because I'll do that in one else. I liked it. I liked it for the fact that it was focusing on a different part of the Great Depression than, the obviousness. I don't know of many movies that cover things that happened in the WPA and all of that. And and since learning about the Federal Theater Project, I have been looking around like, why isn't there a bigger thing about this? And like, I'm glad this movie exists. I just wish there was more out there about it now, because, and I don't know how you get non-theater people to care. I can tell you should, but I don't know how to get you to care unless you're Constance, who is just excited at how artists behave.
Yeah, she's very thrilled.
Oh my God. But I liked the variety of characters. I liked for lack of a better word, the theatricality of it, because there were scenes where everyone's just talking over each other and it's chaos.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, it felt very backstage, especially like, I think during their final tech or dress, I was just like, oh yeah, this feels very on point. Everyone is just hating each other and chewing each other out and arguing. And then somehow the magic of theater makes a beautiful thing happen. Like when two people have a child.
There you go.
I assume.
The process of creating it is messy.
Yeah.
To do it right.
So yeah. I like this. And I like defiant art.
Yeah. All right. So I had a little bit of Romeo plus Juliet equals loud problem with this movie this time.
Okay.
It's not as visually loud, which is a saving grace for me.
Yes.
But the crosstalk, the overtalk, and there was a point I was like, this is too much.
That's fair.
It comes together really, really nicely, and I understand it. I understand why one of the things I wrote down is like it's too loud, too much crosstalk, too many characters, too many storylines, too many threads. It's too much what's happening for the first 2 hours of this movie. Another two. But it all comes together in a way that is gratifying, and you understand the message. And I don't think you can get rid of, like, if I was to get rid of any part of this movie, it would be all of the billionaire stuff.
Yeah.
I would like all not Rockefeller hiring Rivera and that storyline, like that's needed. The backroom stuff with Hearst and Rockefeller selling him a painting so that he can give money to him, that he can ferret it to Mussolini. Like, I understand why that's there, because the patronage of the arts is in question here.
Mm-hmm.
But it's overly, it adds some stuff that is like, I think it slows the movie down when they go into those little rooms.
I agree.
And it's just one more thing to keep track of. And it's like, you don't need that part if you want to tell the part of the story that is about the Dries hearings, and Dries, I think it's Dries. Dies. The Dies committee and the anti-union stuff and the Red Scare and all of that. But like, that stuff is important if you want to put all of this in the context of global fascism.
Yeah.
Which they do, which Tim Robbins very much wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think it complicates things to a degree where you're like, what the fuck is happening here?
Yeah, I agree. I think those might have been the most complicated and confusing scenes for me to follow, because I also was like, what is happening here? And like, Vanessa Redgrave is in her own show.
Yeah,
in those scenes. And I'm not upset about it, because I'm just like, hey, I usually just hear your voice. I don't often get to watch you. Shout out to Call the Midwife.
There you go.
But then it's a problem throughout the film. Like you mentioned, there are so many characters, and so many of them are in their own world. Orson Welles is in his own world. I didn't even realize who this woman was playing until I was reading up about the characters and like stuff the film got wrong. But like, Marion Davies is in her own world.
Who's that?
So the blonde woman she's an actress, and she's following around the billionaires all the time. She doesn't ever really say anything. She's just there drinking and smoking.
Oh, I didn't even notice her.
And apparently she's portraying a real Hollywood actress at the time. I think she was a silent film star.
Well, that tracks then, because you don't talk. I mean, I'm sure that's on purpose. I'm not joking. No, I'm sure that's on purpose.
Maybe, but like, the thing that cracked me up was they were like, oh, this film portrayed her as a drunk and a smoker. She never smoked, and she drank in private. And I'm like, good Lord. One, this woman, I get wanting to protect someone's legacy and good name or whatever, but I'm like, I don't know, this ain't it. Calm down. No one's going to know who that woman is portraying.
Right. Yeah. Also, like, in most of those, if she's in those backroom sessions, that is kind of private, you know?
Oh, right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was a weird little note on IMDb's like goofs or whatever in the movie. And I'm like, another one was, this guy's bullshit. It was very nitpicky. I have one even better.
Ooh.
And it doesn't matter which character.
Is it like this guy was left-handed?
Basically, it was like, this guy was really a foot shorter than they portrayed him. And I'm like, who the fuck cares? It's film. You know what
Yeah.
we don't see on film? People's actual heights. And
Right.
that's
You know how
why
tall
when you
Tom
see
Cruise is, y'all?
shorter than me.
He's not tall.
No.
Yeah. Or if you want to be real confused about how tall real people are, go watch Ethan Hawke in that in the movie that he did about
Oh,
Heart.
Blue Moon.
Blue Moon.
Yeah.
It's like blue something. Where like Roger Hart is like a foot and a half shorter than real life Ethan Hawke, and they had to do some magic.
And it doesn't always look good.
No, but
Honestly.
it's kind of, I kind of love the way they did it. Like in some ways, not to talk about Blue Moon, but like the practical effects of using like different levels of ground and foreground and background to make him look smaller.
I loved
pretty clever.
The practical stuff in use. It was when they showed him full on, I was like, this is just distracting now because like this isn't the focus, and you all are Linklater, my guy. We know you're good. You don't need to show off. We love you.
Right.
This was a weird show off moment.
It was, but you know, like it's surprising. I can't believe I'm talking about Blue Moon, but it is surprising.
Sorry.
No, it's totally fine. Because I really liked that movie quite a bit.
Me
but
too.
The like considering that Captain America, the first Avenger, like was made like 10, 12 years ago, whenever it was. And like the CGI they did to make Steve Rogers look tiny and scrawny.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I was like, that was so much more believable. I'm like, did they just cast like a different body to do? No, they did computers.
Yeah.
So you know what's possible, but it's also it's like that South Park episode where Magic Johnson got cured of AIDS by sleeping in a room full of money.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's like if you throw enough money at anything, you know, that's what it is. God, I'm so off track, but I don't fucking care. There's a comedian, I wish I could remember who it was. It might, I can't remember. Has a joke about like $1 billion movies.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, you know what this is? It's exactly the same as if you brought people to a hotel and opened a door and showed them a room full of $1 billion. And people just want to see what that looks like. And everyone who comes there and looks at it adds money.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what that is. Like, you just put enough money someplace and it's interesting.
Yeah.
You know? And also makes you better. It's healing. But in this movie, ain't nobody got no money except for the Rockefellers and the Hearstses. All right, so let's see. I don't know. I don't know if it's worth like doing a whole lot of like, this is exactly what happened in this movie, but here's what it's about.
Yeah. It's worth noting like any biopic or any coverage of a particular point in time, there are things condensed because we're only here for a movie time, not a miniseries time, which this would be better suited for a miniseries, but that wasn't as big of a thing in 1999 as it might be now.
That's true. But the other thing is like, here are the things in this. So this movie is about the Federal Theater Project. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Which is a subset of the WPA, the Works Progress Administration, which was a Depression era government program designed to get people back to work. And there are murals all over the country, including a whole bunch in Lane Tech High School here in Chicago, which I've seen, and they're really cool, that were funded by federal money to get artists jobs because the economy was just fucked. And this project got actors and it put shows up. It paid for it. And it didn't last very long. It got scuttled. According to the movie, and I'm sure this is largely true, but you know, things happen. It got scuttled in part because of fear of communism, and these plays are presenting dangerous ideas and all of that kind of shit. The politics behind any kind of government program is what killed this. So it's like this movie is about partially how government and art don't mix. But it's also about how money and art don't mix, because the WPA stuff is funding this play, Cradle Will Rock, that is written by Mark Blitzstein and being produced by Orson Welles. And this shit happened. This was a real play, Cradle Will Rock, that was put on as part of this, and it was shut down the night before it was supposed to go on. And the reason given at the time and in the movie is funding cuts to the program. But at the time and in the movie, the people involved believe it's because the message of the play was pro-union. And I'm not saying they're wrong. Okay? Like, that's probably kind of what happened here. In parallel, you've got Nelson Rockefeller, John Cusack, building 30 Rock. And wanting to put a huge mural in there about like man at the crossroads. And he wants to hire somebody, and he's got, he likes Picasso, but Picasso turned him down, and he likes Matisse, and but that Matisse ain't doing it or whatever. And so he ends up with Diego Rivera, largely at the urging, I guess, of Margarita.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, she sort of pushes him that way. And he and Frida Kahlo just hanging out. And he's working on paintings with boobs in them and stuff, which thumbs up. And he hires him, and he's like, I'm going to make this painting. And, we like the sketches you submitted and blah, blah, blah. And he's making this huge mural, and they condense some of this stuff. And also the things that they change in this movie is they take all of these things that happened and they make them happen at the same time.
I mean, it made me think of in Hamilton, sure. when all the forefathers are meeting.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, obviously that didn't happen. They didn't all meet at the same bar. Come on.
Right. And like, these things did not happen all at the same time. They happened over the course of like 3 years, but they are so thematically linked that I understand it makes total sense to me why he stacks this stuff on top of each other, because it's all of a piece. It just in real life didn't happen all at the same time. The hearings happened earlier than the play happened, and happened at a slightly different time than the mural happened, but they're all thematically linked, and they're all causally linked, because of the time in which they happened. But Rivera is he's pro Lenin. Like, he's a socialist. He is in favor of a workers' rights movement. And as part of this mural, he puts Lenin in it. And they're like, you can't fucking do that.
Can't put that in an American building?
Right. We're Americans. We're capitalists. He's a communist. Have you heard of communism? It's bad.
It's just a red herring.
Want him up there. Yeah, totally. And so the rich oppress the arts. The government oppresses the arts. All of that shit is happening. And the rich are also, Rockefeller, Hearst, they're funding the art. And then they're also using the art to fund Mussolini. They are selling art back and forth to each other to give money back channeled to Mussolini, while Mathers, Philip Baker Hall, while his steel company is supplying steel to the Germans and the Italians before America has entered World War II. So all of this shit happened. And look, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the world, but we're still dealing with the red herring of socialism.
Yep.
Versus the real fucking threat of fascism.
Yeah.
It's happening right now. Still, almost 100 years later, we're still having politicians making you scared about communism, which is fucking not what's happening and not the real problem.
Nope.
But what is happening in this movie and in real life is the rich exploiting the fuck out of everybody else just for their own enrichment.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, except for then we had the first billionaire, and now we have the first fucking trillionaire.
Yeah.
It ain't getting better.
No, it sure isn't. And you know what? Plenty of theaters have been shut down. Plenty of artist grants have been cut. Like,
Of course.
it is all happening again.
Yeah. And it's always, it's not even again, it's still.
Yeah. Fair point.
Because when, like, the message of this movie is we're all whores. We all sell ourselves, either our bodies, if you're a whore, or our ideals, if you're anybody else, because you have to have a job.
Yeah.
You need to work for somebody. And this movie is like, you're all whores. In 1978, Bob Dylan put out a song called You Gotta Serve Somebody. And, you know, it may be the government, it may be the Lord, but you gotta serve somebody. And that's what this movie is. The 30s, the 70s, the 90s, the now, you got to serve somebody. And what you're willing to compromise for the things that you believe in, who you're willing to serve, is what this is about. Like, Turturro's whole arc in this movie, John Turturro plays an Italian actor he's working.
Yeah.
But he got 4 kids. He's had 3, and his wife just popped another one out. And he does not have enough money to get her a private room in the hospital, even though his family is wealthy and has they have a house in New York that doesn't have an apartment number.
Yeah.
Y'all, that's Roosevelt level shit. Like, go check out TR's house in Manhattan. It doesn't have an apartment number. The whole goddamn building. And he is like, he's conflicted about his family because they're Italian, and I don't know if you've heard of Mussolini, but not the greatest.
Nope.
And he's at a party at the house, and his brother, yeah, teaches the kids a fascist anthem.
Yeah.
And the kids are singing it, and he's like, "Fuck all of this, we're leaving." And they're like, you want to toss over your family? And he's like, yes, if this is what you're going to do. And he refuses to take money from them, and they are living in squalor. And his wife is like, there are rats where we live. Your mom would like to help. And he's like, no, I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
But then the play gets shut down, and this happened in real life. They moved this play uptown where Hank Azaria, Mark, was just going to perform it. He was just going to sing it at the piano. Yeah. And everybody goes uptown, like the cast. But the union said, no, you can't do this show. This is now, if you do this, it's scab work. And you're crossing a line, you may lose your job. And he's walking with his kids, and they're like, how come you're not going to do the show? And he's like, because my union says I can't. And I could lose my job. And they're like, but you should do it anyway. Like, why does that matter? Like, if you believe in it.
Yeah.
And he's constantly making the decision of what he's willing to give up for his art, for his beliefs. And that's what they're all doing. Everybody in the story, Joan Cusack is she's willing to burn it all down because she believes there are communists here, there's miscegenation, um, there's all sorts of things that we don't want any part of as good Americans. And she gets this whole thing. I mean, simplified, but she testifies.
Yeah.
And they're like, wait, there's communists and blacks involved? Shut it down. And no one wants to talk to her at the end.
Nope.
And because she stood up for what she believed, and what she believed is shit.
Yep.
It's what she believed. So she was willing to sacrifice everything for her beliefs as well. None of the rich people are willing to do that. They all just want more money.
Yeah.
Which, that tracks. And it culminates in he's doing this production by himself, and the cast members who are in the audience who really believe in their work stand up and sing anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And it is uplifting, and it's wonderful, and it really fucking happened.
Yeah.
And that is so great. But what also really fucking happened is Rockefeller took jackhammers to that mural. And because he was not going to have that in his palace of capitalism. And Rivera, knowing it was going to happen, this isn't in the movie, took pictures of it and redid it in Mexico. It still exists. It has a different name now.
Yeah.
But he recreated the entire mural. So in some ways, what this thing is about is art endures.
Mm-hmm.
Art overcomes, which is super uplifting.
Yeah.
But also, art is sacrificed at the altar because Bill Murray is a ventriloquist. Mm-hmm. And he has an act. He doesn't think commies are funny. He just doesn't think it's possible for them. He keeps saying that.
Reds aren't funny.
Reds aren't funny.
The fuck?
And Jack Black and Kyle Gass are like, we're pink.
Yeah.
Like, we're not.
Yeah, they are.
We're gay. And because commies don't like the gays, so we can't possibly be commies. And they're stealing his act. And the way they steal his act is pretty funny.
Yes.
Because they're terrible ventriloquists. That scene where they are doing his...
but still blatantly moving their mouth. Yeah, I mean...
It is so well done. That's fantastic. The hardest I laughed the entire movie, was that in that whole scene with them, like, ventriloquisming. Just awful. And he gets up and he does the part of his act he put away, which is the part of the act where the ventriloquist dummy is a socialist. And he walks off the stage and he lets him die. And they hold a funeral for vaudeville, which is what that is, he's like, vaudeville will be around longer than all of us.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That might have been where I laughed. I was like, oh no, honey, sweet baby.
I know. It ain't gonna hold. But it endures in different ways.
Yeah.
Like vaudeville morphed. It became other things that we still enjoy today. But I found the final shot of this movie, it's a little on the nose, but it's super impactful.
Yeah.
In that they are holding the funeral for this ventriloquist dummy for vaudeville and for the what's it called again? The Federal Theater Project.
Oh, Federal Theater Project. Yeah.
Yeah. I keep forgetting that part of it. And because they've got like the dates at the top and they're marching him in a funeral procession, like second line style. And they march out of the theater and through 1999 Times Square, which is garish and overly neon and corporatized out the ass and less than it is today.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how to properly express the number of ways that everything is worse. Like,
we would be crying.
It's so hard for me to like not be in my day.
Yeah.
But God damn, we've made things worse.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
misty-eyed at it because
Yeah,
it's
it sucks.
upsetting. You know, and like I think I've said it on here already, but I mean, I believe it with my soul. This is the worst time to be an actor, to be any kind of artist, because I mean,
Almost to be
not
a
just
human.
because of AI,
Right.
it's a big part.
Some of it, yeah.
It's a big fucking part of it, but like artists have been having to fight technology for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, some of the rich artists are trying to put out the message like, well, this is going to happen anyway. And it's like, yeah, you'll be okay.
Right. You're already okay. No one's coming to
Yeah.
take your money.
But also, it will eventually come for you.
Right.
Like everything comes for everyone eventually.
Mm-hmm.
The Borg don't care who or where you are in your life.
Right. Yep. You will be assimilated. Do you have more to say about the sort of the story, the plot? I mean, I'm sure we'll bounce around with some things, or do you want to do Adventures in Intimacy?
Let's go ahead and get into Adventures in Intimacy.
All right. We tend to be overly verbose around here anyway. Nothing wrong with an episode that's only an hour.
Oh, I mean, I think we'll stretch it a little, but yeah. Okay. Adventures in Intimacy for Cradle will Rock. There's definitely intimacy in this. I would say overall it's pretty light. It mostly feels like establishing intimacy. Just
there are
showing
those
the
people who just keep fucking in the theater.
Okay, we'll get to them because I have feelings about that.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Of course.
I mean, listen, there is a recurring theme in this film about not just prostitution of the artist, but how everyone is a prostitute. It's a theme in Cradle Will Rock. It's a theme in this movie.
Yeah.
You know what? We should specify. The play is called The Cradle Will Rock. This movie removes the.
Ah, gotcha.
But anyway, everyone is a prostitute is the theme. So, of course, intimacy is going to be involved in this. But again, it's pretty light. Establishing kisses between the couples. There's a very sweet kiss between John Turturro's character and his wife as he's leaving. Like he gives this very like it's a goodbye kiss, and then like it's before he goes to his audition. Like he went to check on his newborn baby, and then he's like kissing her, and then he like moves from kissing her on the side of her face to like up in her ear and whispers something. It's very sweet, very tender. There are 2 naked ladies in this. But
should be more, but that's okay.
They didn't linger on it. Like they handled it very well because these are women being drawn by Diego in the moment. Yeah. Frida's just there reading a book. Amazing. Not enough unibrow on my girl.
Sure.
But you know, Hollywood doesn't like making women look less than ideal.
Yep.
And Frida's perfect. Anyway, so 2 naked art models, you know, just shown matter-of-factly. It was a very matter-of-fact shot, and I liked it.
And whenever, like, Rockefeller looks at them a couple of times, and neither one of them has an expression on their face like they're interested in his existence. They're just there doing a job.
It's perfect. He's not leering. Obviously, he's like, oh. But they are doing a job, and it's perfect. You know, there was a very sweet, light, intimate moment between the mom and her newborn. She's cradling the baby and like nuzzles her nose into the like near the baby's head and clearly does like some kind of inhale, probably because all I hear from people is, you know, smell a baby's head. Or you know what? I shouldn't say that. Regular people have not said this to me. This is something now being put out there on TV. And that might very much be a thing. People just sniffing their baby's head and it smells amazing. I have no idea. I sniff my dog's head, but that's very different. Like, she does not smell fresh out of the oven. She smells, well, kind of smoky right now.
No shit. So did the baby's heads, which is sad. You know.
Ooh.
Everything smells like barbecue now. It's no good.
Yeah. But no, I thought that was a really sweet moment. And like, you know, whether or not you would need someone to come in and choreograph that is, you know,
Mm.
neither here nor there, but I noted it because I thought it was
Yeah.
very adorable. Oh, Joan Cusack and Bill Murray have this moment where they are so close to each other,
Mm-hmm.
and you think they're gonna kiss, and obviously he thinks it too, and she beautifully breaks away and is like, oh no, I can't do
Right.
that. And it's like, oh, Joan understands the side she's on and what hypocrisy is.
Right.
I'll leave it at that. But I really like that moment. And now we get to, I don't even know what to call these two.
Fuck bunnies.
They are, this is what non-actors think all actors look like. Like, we're just fucking around all the time, on stage, off stage, anywhere there's people. We're just, because we're actors, we're free spirited. We don't care about clothing or morals or anything like that. We are boundaryless. I didn't like it.
I'm sorry.
And yet, it was also funny.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know,
it's
yeah. I appreciated the fact that it was just one couple. Like, you see other free-spirited actor things, and you're seeing it through Constance's eyes because she is just delighted, as most non-theater people are of their theater friends. I don't know. It's a vibe I get. But yeah, they like, we see them first run to each other in the aisle, open mouth kiss, immediately fall down. Expertly done. You know, I get the story they're trying to tell, and it's funny and also maddening. But, you know, I'll hang on to the funny.
There you go.
They're later on, they're like up in the balcony, you know, rolling around half dressed. And then honestly, what made it all worth it to me was when she is pregnant and they're mad near the end. And I'm like, all right, well, here we go.
That's awesome.
But yeah, like I said, I get it. I get why it's there. You know, do I have to like it? Not necessarily, but I think they told the story very well. And, you know, it made a point while also being funny. It's a complicated thing.
Yeah. Like life.
Yes.
Any other intimacies? His voice going high.
Oh, I forgot this. Okay. This was my favorite because I feel like these actors went, oh, we're playing Diego and Frida. Got it. But the way they danced together in the scene where Rockefeller's still there, the nude models are now dressed. But Diego and Frida are dancing, and like, they never kiss or anything, but the way their arms are around each other, the way they're, the closeness, just, you sense this passion between them. And we get that story just by them holding each other and dancing. It was magical to watch. Loved that.
Nice. All right, well, let's all march uptown into Needle Drop Forest. I don't really have much, but I want to ask you, because you listened to The Cradle Will Rock.
I did.
So tell me about the musical, or the play with music in it. Is that like better? I can't.
So
I don't really know.
You bring up an interesting discussion, because I also, when I was looking it up, I was thinking, well, this is probably more a play with music. Which, the best way I can describe the difference between a play with music and a musical is, I believe, I get this confused all the time, diegetic versus non-diegetic. And I think in a musical, the music tends to be more non-diegetic. So like, people just stepping out of the scene to express an emotion.
Okay.
Whereas diegetic means it's part of what's happening already.
Okay.
Now, musicals have those moments too, because if you look at things like Rent or Les Mis, people are talking while singing to each other. They're talking through song to each other. But then, of course, you have those other moments then too, where no one else is around and people are are singing their thoughts in that moment, like
Right.
outside of everything happening around them.
Let me ask you a question real quick.
Yeah.
As an example that you are intimately familiar with. I have 6 eggs. That's too expensive. Like that song.
That's
right?
diegetic.
But part of it is her walking through singing to herself.
Yeah.
Right? It's kind of both of those things. That's why I wanted to bring that one up specifically. It just came to my mind. But she, she's walking and she's just talking about everything that's going on. And here's me and I'm Belle and whatever. And this guy's selling some eggs and this lady's doing this thing and they're talking to each like it does both.
Yeah.
Simultaneously.
That's a great example.
Yes.
But you picked Beauty and the Beast, so of course I'm gonna love that.
Of course.
So yeah, I think a play like this, I would have called it a play with music. Apparently, Mark Blitzstein, he wanted it noted as an opera because he found the drama and the music to coincide together like an opera.
I always thought that for something to be considered an opera, or a rock opera or a rap opera, Hamilton is an opera.
Yeah.
Is that there's no other dialogue? Is that it's all of the dialogue is in song?
Pretty much. That's my interpretation as well.
Okay. So I mean, we don't see enough of this production to know if that's how this is. That if it oh, but you haven't seen it put up. Like you can listen to a soundtrack and all you'll hear is the music. You don't know the talking bits that happen in between.
That's true. I definitely want to find a script now of this and Three Penny Opera, which this takes inspiration from, I believe. But yeah, I highly recommend everyone go out and just go to YouTube and look up The Cradle Will Rock because there are a couple recordings. Like I foolishly thought that this show has never been put on except for that night now. No, people have done this and
I would think they would.
I'm so thrilled that they've done it. But like there was an LA recording. The one I listened to was conducted by Leonard Bernstein at the Lincoln Center in the 1960s.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoyed it, like, do you know the show Urinetown?
I know of it.
Okay, well, for any musical theater fans out there, this show, The Cradle Will Rock, reminded me a lot of Urinetown. And of course, I did not have time to listen to both albums, crazily enough, but I looked up Urinetown this morning and they said in the description, like, parodies shows like Three Penny Opera and The Cradle Will Rock and like so many other musicals with activism at its center, which everything that I've listed does.
Mm-hmm.
So like you definitely have a lot of people conveying information through song and it's entertaining. The songs by Maul are especially good, which brief tangent.
We don't do that here.
Well, I'm gonna
talk about Blue Moon some more.
I have no problem with them casting someone. I have no idea if Olive Stanton, the woman who played Maul in this, could actually not sing. I have no idea if what they were portraying there is accurate. But I have no idea if that actress is just acting her ass off, singing poorly.
Mm-hmm.
But the contention I have with that moment is regardless of whether or not that singer is supposed to sound good, I want to understand her because the whole point of this moment is to see this show and to see why it's banned. And if I can't fucking understand your singer,
that's tough. Yeah.
The message is lost. So I got really annoyed with, I got very annoyed with that moment. But the rest of it, also, I knew I heard Audra McDonald's voice at one point, but I was looking around and I went, I don't see her. They had some Broadway vets, like I think on the recording for the movie soundtrack that aren't in the film. I have no idea, but I know Audra McDonald was listed. I know Victoria Clark is listed. There might be others, but I haven't seen them on Broadway, so I don't care.
Fair.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Um,
If I haven't met them
so
personally, they can fuck right off.
yeah, exactly.
That's how
Um,
I feel.
I yeah, so I don't know if I've shared anything to pull people into the show, like, but I think if you like musicals or operas with, activism at their core, then I think you'll like this.
Okay, nice.
It's got
Um,
elements of the music of the time. It's oh, there's also performances with Patti LuPone in it that I found, which were exciting, and she
that's
plays
cool.
Maul. Yeah.
Nice. Cool. Um, okay. What else time? Is this
Oh
anyone's defining role?
no,
Yeah, I don't think it is.
no, definitely not.
I mean, Hank Azaria is every voice in The Simpsons that he does.
Yeah.
You know, but also if you haven't seen Jim Brockmire, the show Brockmire, I highly recommend it. It is so funny.
Okay.
He plays a former major league broadcaster
Oh.
who is fired because he discovers on air, or he goes on air and graphically describes his wife fucking his neighbor. And then it's like all of the drugs and all of the pills and all of the nastiest like descriptions of things you've ever heard for like 3 seasons. And he ends up like becoming a play-by-play announcer at like a minor league ball. Like, yeah, that's a tough one by Ebekaba Nuklalush. Like that guy. He's just like the in-stadium broadcaster for like the Durham Bulls, but it's even smaller than that.
Oh no.
It's riotously funny. Um,
Oh, okay.
and just so dark. like so dark. But really, really funny. That's not his defining role. Again, he's Hank Azaria. But it's really worth it. Joan and John Cusack, no, we've talked about them.
Yeah.
Carrie Elways, no, we've talked about him. Bill Murray, no. Susan Sarandon, no.
No.
John Turturro, no.
No.
Emily Watson, Tenacious D, none of them. Like it just isn't anybody's. But it's a great fucking cast, this movie.
Definitely.
What else do you have?
Oh, I just wanted to share a book, the book that first alerted me to the existence and demise of Federal Theater Project.
Okay.
It is part graphic novel, part history book. It's called Rad American History A to Z.
Okay.
And I mean, each part of the alphabet covers a different movement, like a different protest movement in the country. And for
Okay.
F, it was the Federal Theater Project. And I was like, I'll save that because I want to learn more about that and write about that, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Highly recommend everyone look it up, because we all need history and we're not getting it told correctly in school right now.
Yeah. Speaking of history, this is the most interesting part of the Federal Theater Project to me, beyond Cradle Will Rock. Obviously, Orson Welles was involved in the Federal Theater Project, not only with this, but he's the one. Remember, they're talking about the Macbeth done by all black actors?
Yes.
That was Orson Welles. He did something called Voodoo Macbeth.
Oh, God.
As part of this Federal Theater Project. Elia Kazan was involved
in
the Federal Theater Project. Joseph Cotton, who, his association with Orson Welles, he's in Citizen Kane, and, so like, whatever. Here's the one that is super fucking fascinating to me. Carl Reiner, as a teenager, got work through the Federal Theater Project, which means that without government-sponsored theater in the 1930s, we might not get the Dick Van Dyke Show. Which means we might not get Dick Van Dyke, who is still alive at 100 years old. We might not get The Jerk, Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid, The Man with Two Brains, all the stuff that Carl Reiner did with Steve Martin in the 70s and 80s. The reach and impact of this federal program 100 years ago is still alive today.
Yeah.
And that is amazing to me. Like the things that I personally love. So The Jerk is one of my 5 favorite movies maybe ever. Go listen to our episode about it. I love it. Mrs. Nussbaum's credit card. They may not be here exactly when you
They hate these cans.
That's right. But I would say it's a blue Chevy two-door going south on Rosada Street. It's pulling a small church. So I would say any blue Chevy two-door pulling a small church, I think that'd be the one. Church is great. And also the best Carl Reiner moment of that whole movie is cut. All you need is cut, and you know what it is. So the benefits of this thing still being alive today through the work of Carl Reiner is, and not for nothing, the work of his son Rob Reiner, who we've talked about at great length a number of times. Archie Bunker and everything since. So, like this shit's worth it. And that's what this movie is. That's part of what this movie says, is that the art endures. And that's the joy of it, is that even through the struggle, the art endures. And if you want to feel good about something, I'd say that's probably it.
I do want to feel good about something.
I do too. So Carl Reiner, that's what we feel good about. Anything else?
No.
Okay. What is this the EST of for you?
This is the rockiest film about censorship.
Even rockier than Rocky Horror Picture Show? It's pretty rocky. It's not really about censorship, I suppose.
It's pretty rocky. Yeah, I mean, I do it to be, like
funny.
Double entendre, punny. Yeah, like, there's the rock opera at the center of it. There's some confusing back and forth that's rocky. And how people deal with shit that they don't agree with is rocky.
Yes, it is. I think this is the horriest movie that we've seen set outside of Texas
since Grease 2.
Well, we've watched.
That was the horniest. Sorry,
the horniest. This is the horiest. Yeah. So set outside of a whorehouse in Texas, this is the horiest movie we've seen. Far fewer ceiling fans in this one.
You know what I just thought of? You're all slaves.
Yeah.
Go listen to Weird Al.
Yeah, that's right.
Go listen to him, but also listen to our episode on Weird.
Weird. That movie's fun.
Also, just a complete side note, I hope if anyone's watching notes how dark it is getting on my side, because the sky has turned so gray.
Oh, man. Yesterday.
It's so much storm here.
Yesterday? Yeah, yesterday it was so dark with the smoke. I took a picture of it, and it looked like the opening credits of every 1980s movie set in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Like that smog look of like Beverly Hills Cop or To Live and Die in LA. Like just that. Gah. It's like that's what it looked like yesterday. It looked like 1980s Los Angeles movies. Slightly.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if the city was still there because from my window I can usually see it, but
there was
smoggy as hell.
I was at work on the 41st floor, could not see the clouds because the smoke was too thick. And by the end of the day, it had gotten better. I could see that there were clouds out there, but it was it was gross. Not good. All right, I think once again we have proven my theory that everything comes back to Aaron Spelling.
Even Cradle will rock.
Even Cradle will rock. All right, so join us here on next week, Cheesemeisters, when we watch Season 6, Episode 4, Everything's Coming Up Video, Roses. And join us here next Friday when you had a movie suggestion that I had not written down. And
yes.
It was a good one, and I think we're going to do it. But tell me what it was, because I don't remember.
You've Got Mail.
You've Got Mail. That's right. I don't think I ever saw this movie.
What?
I have reasons. And look, I'll tell you what they are right now. I think that this is second level of all of this shit. It's a remake of an earlier movie.
Yes.
Right? Shop Around the Corner. It is lower level Meg Ryan rom-com. It's not as good as When Harry Met Sally. It's lower level Tom Hanks rom-com. It's not as good as Sleepless in Seattle. So, like, if this is the second best of all of that, I'll just go watch the best. That's why I never saw it. So we'll see how I like it, because I'm going in thinking it's going to be slightly subpar. Not bad, but not as good as those other things that I think are great.
This is going to be another one of those where I'm super into it and you're like, yeah.
Maybe.
And that's okay.
We'll see. I might love it.
Because here's the great thing. I'm going to get to be the one quoting it like crazy.
Yeah.
And you're not going to have any idea.
No,
when I talk about seeing a butterfly leave the subway at Lex and 59th to buy a hat, which will be a bad reason, as almost all hats are, you will have no idea what I'm talking about.
Why is the butterfly buying a hat?
Oh, you'll find out.
That's weird. Butterflies don't have wallets. Or Apple Watches. They don't have arms.
I'll give you some context. She's reading about a butterfly on a subway and then sees one.
Oh, but the butterfly's not buying the hat.
No, but she thinks because it got off at Lex and 59th where Bloomingdale's is, like right off the train, she thinks the butterfly's off to buy a hat, which will be a mistake, as almost all hats are. Her words, not mine.
Understood. All right, well, now we're going to have to wear hats or something.
I'm so excited.
Good deal. Okay, so until then, Cheesemeisters.
What do we even do for this? It's been 2 weeks.
I know. I had a vacation. Peace out.